Hey guys, Doug the Retirement Guy. Got a review here of the YieldMax Coin Option Income Strategy ETF CONY. Is this good for a retirement account or not? It pays a 70.66% dividend, which we definitely love. Before we get into the video, I gotta say thank you to each and every one of you supporters. Everyone on Patreon, we appreciate everything you're doing for us, and all the subscribers. We're almost to 10,000 subscribers already. Without you, this channel would not be doing what it's doing. Let's get into today's video and find out if this is worth investing in. First off, YieldMax Coin Option Income Strategy. This is their program to try to get into the Bitcoins, all the different I'll call them non-money type programs. This is a single user risk. It does not invest directly into COIN, which is the coin ETF that came out with it. But they're really trying to do is find the volatility in coin using the synthetic style trading. 70.66% distribution is what they're advertising, 3.53% in the SEC yield, and a 0.99% expense fee. When we look at the holdings, this is really common that we'll see this in most of the ETFs, and you'll see that these have the U.S. Treasury bonds, and they're all dated different dates with different percentages of the returns. And then you start seeing the fourth line down, you see coin U.S. call option. And this is where they're trying to generate your income. This is where they're trying to get the rewards from doing the coin as a call option. And you go all the way down, again, you're seeing all the government treasuries and so on. So it's about what we expect to see from every fund. So question is, why would we want to be into CONY? Well, of course, the 70.66% return is huge. And the other thing is that you're getting exposure into the coin shares on increases and decreases. So what they're trying to do now is do covered calls and covered puts. So when the coin market is going up and you want that volatility, if that thing's going up, they're going to gain some calls and sell some shit, call some stuff, get some income from it. When it drops, they're going to do the same exact thing. So they're trying to get the upwards and the downward move, which is very, very critical. Then you're going to also take that coin, have that powerful combination of growth of the stock from what we just seen earlier and monthly income. As a monthly income payer, you know this channel, we love regular cash flow. Every month, give me that check so I can pay my bills and I can go live in retirement the way I want to do it. A lot of people talk about reinvestment potential, and you can. You can take this and roll it right back in to buy more shares of CONY, or take the dividend and go buy something else to help develop your account. The return of COI in 1 year, if we look below, at 5.71 in 1 month, negative 32.61% for 6 months, negative 29% in year to date, and down 51% for the 1 year. The reason why we show this is if you look at the arrows that we have up here, that it was really cruising around that $19, $20 price point back in January. Then we had the tariffs kick in, and this thing dropped again in April, back down to what I call almost the rock on their bottom. That it hit their bottom and is slowly working its way back up. Now it is a low price thing at a $9.50 ETF, but you can see the market, it's starting to find its way. It's starting to get itself back to where it could be. And this is what makes it exciting to us. We dive deeper into this, and over the past 30 days, this thing was down to $7.75, which we call our trailing low. And that's not just because it hit that. That was actually computerized, printed out that $7.75 is the possible low, and it would give us a signal saying this is when you would like to buy and own this share. And that was on May 29th. You go all the way to June 17th, and you can see it's starting to gain. It's starting to make its move. It's starting to go, and all the way up, peaking up to almost $10 a share. When we look at down below, you have 2.42% growth in 1 day, And I never go crazy over one day because that's up and down every which way. But at 5 days are at 7.2. Over the past 30 days, it's up 5.65. And when we start looking at the averages, the 30-day average and the 90-day average is only a penny difference between the two. So we kind of have and know what our rock bottom is, 775, and we have the average price of 843. So if you can buy between 843 and 775, you're probably going to have a very solid, safe stock to buy. We take a look at the dividends now, and we back this thing up as far as we possibly can, and you can just see the dividends are starting to balance out, which is what I like to see. If the dividends start balancing out, that means the managers have started to put this back on track and keep it on track. What you see at the beginning here, when you see the dividends cranking out real high, then way back down low and way high. So you can see this thing almost getting to $3 a share and dropping back down to $1 a share. And this is when you're saying something is trying to encourage people to buy, and the volatility of the coin stock was going crazy. This one here, they're trying to get this thing to dial in, and I think they're starting to show it. We take this now, we take $10,000 and invest it into CONY, and we back it up 1 year. What would it be like if we can go back in the past? And when back in 6/24, we would put $10,000 into it, we'd buy 507 shares. But that was at $19.72. You go all the way to 1 year later, it's down to $8.98. We lost over half of our stock value. We will have lost $5,899 or 58.99%. That is crazy. When we look at how much we collected in dividends, is $6,289 or 62%. I always love to hear this one. This is like when someone goes to Vegas. Oh, I won. Look at my dividends. I'm getting 62% on this stock from dividends. But what did it cost you to get the 62%? It cost you 58% of your value. So you really have to look at what your total return is as well, and that's 3.9% or $390. So this thing produces great dividends, but because of the NAV loss across the board that you're losing in your stock value, I just really sit here and say, God, this is not a stock that I would want to be involved into. This is not an ETF I would like to buy. Now, here's the option to it and the asterisk. I always love the little asterisk when we come back and say this stuff. And that is, if you bought this at the right time and you did the, not market balance as of always trying to buy low, sell high, but if you did your homework and saw what the stock was doing, if you remember back, I told you that the 90-day and the 30-day were identical to each other at 8.43% or $8.43 shares price. In March 20th at 8.53, if you would have bought in then, you would have made 5.28% in 4 months. You would have had a dividend of 28.46 over 4 months. This would have gave you a 33% gain in only 4 months in the fund. So this is where I would say, oh, I would be interested in buying this now. If you know the positives of what the stock value should be, what the rock bottom is, and where the flowing 90-day mark is at, you can make some good decisions, especially when you're dealing with big dividend payers as this one is. So my question comes into, is CONY a time to buy? And my answer to you is yes. Now our numbers are from $7.70 to $9. And again, I'm going to put asterisks out there. If it's below $7.70, yes, it's still a good buy. And then here, I'm at $9 when I just told you that the 90-day is 8.43. I'm using what's happening right now with coin is that we're seeing the coin stock jumping. We've seen it now for over 2 weeks, that it's starting to make some huge jumps forward. And we believe bumping up to that $9 price point would still be safe to do. Now, the current price of this is $9.60. I'm being safe and saying I think this thing's going to have a little bit of a pullback, But I also look at this and say a little bit of pullback is opportunity for you to buy. So as long as you're buying in that period, I'm very, very comfortable in buying this fund. And is CON good for a retirement account? You already know the answer is no. When you look at this over 12 months, you're collecting 62.9% dividend, which is great and awesome. I'd love to have 62%. But you have to remember you're going to lose 58% from the loss is too high. Now, if you buy in the target range, it will reduce this down. But now you have to play in that game. When we have seen, and we have shown on this channel many a times, other funds out there that you could be investing in and not have to play the buying the target range game. You can buy, set it and forget it, and get your higher dividends in that 40% range. So guys, this is my pull on CONY, that it's not great for a retirement account, but it is for a regular buyer if he's going to buy in the target range to get some gamble and to get some play off of it. But retirement, you want to set it and forget it. You want to put money into it and not have to worry about it. And this, unfortunately, is not a fund that I would say to do. Guys, this is Doug the Retirement Guy. I hope you like what we're seeing. Give us that thumbs up. Click that button. Just say, hey, we loved it. Also, don't miss any of the videos that we're putting out there. Hit that subscribe button. We are so close to getting 10,000 new subscribers out there, and we appreciate your support. Also, if you have any comments, leave them down below. We try to answer everything we possibly can. Everything's helping this channel grow, and we appreciate what you do. We'll catch you next time.